I have been waiting over 2 years to tell you guys about this project, and today I'm so excited to announce that we are officially starting construction on the Ivy Recording Studio and Creative Collective. Right now, we are in an abandoned building, but in 5 months, it will be a professional recording studio that artists, producers, singers, songwriters, content creators, engineers, friggin' furniture designers, any creative of any kind can come here to Oklahoma City, kick it with me, create with me, and man, I'm excited. And in this video, I want to give you guys a tour of the building, talk about the project overall, and I do need your help because there are some decisions that may seem small, but they're actually pretty big, and I need some feedback for y'all because we only got 5 months and we need to get this thing 100% done. Just gotta grab my notes real quick, guys. Oh, you thought this was like a little DIY project? Oh, you didn't think I was serious? You see how big this paper is? You think I'm playing around? You think I'm playing games? Oh, it's just like a little fun hobby. No. Oh no, we're doing it big, baby. We're doing it big. So essentially what you're looking at here is a 30,000 foot view above my building. On the east side, you have what is going to be the recording studio, and on the west side, you have what I'm calling like the creative collective space, but we'll get to that in a minute. Guests will enter here on the south side of the building. We're here on 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, which is actually Route 66, so very American of me, one of the most classic American roads in history. We have these big storefront windows with all of that beautiful natural light coming in. The sun hits it all day. I would like to replace them, but unfortunately, that's very expensive. 23rd Street does get a reasonable amount of foot traffic, and as you might be able to hear in the mic, it's pretty noisy, which is why I hired an excellent studio designer to make sure that absolutely no noise bleeds into the studio. Our designer is named Steve Durr, who has over 40 years of experience, known and respected throughout the world in all areas of acoustical design. He designed the Church Studio in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Southern Ground Studio owned by Zach Brown. He's done theaters, hotels, chapels, and even stadiums like the Summit Center in Nashville. I'm confident we're in great hands. The front area will be a pretty standard lobby. We're gonna have a reception desk with someone sitting there greeting guests, and maybe a chair or two or something to take a picture in front of. Now, since this building is just a long rectangle, we had to get creative to maximize the space here. So we came up with this unique design for Studio B where we have the control room and then 2 nearly identical booths attached to it. You have the control room where the engineer sits, the console is, and where the speakers will be, and then you walk through a sliding glass door to the booth. Now this room will primarily just be used for solo artists, like a rapper or a singer. But what's cool is we have this other room which is labeled as a podcast room because it is literally just another booth, but it's kind of just like up for us to decide what goes in there. We might set up a podcast studio, but if an artist is there and maybe they bring a producer with them, we can close them off in this room and they can make beats and cook up. Or if there's a guitarist, we can have the singer in one room, the guitarist in the other, so pretty cool. Both of these booths have mic inputs, headphone inputs, etc. in the walls directly wired to the patch bay in the control room. The room features an Argosy Dual 15 desk with an Avid S1 controller and the PMC 6.2 speakers for monitoring. We kept the setup simple with 8 SSL preamps and a BAE 1073 preamp running through a TubeTech CL1B compressor. And the patch bay has open channels to integrate additional gear for larger sessions if needed. Coming into Studio B, we have this green room / casual just kind of hangout spot. Probably gonna have TV, PS5, couches, good place to network and connect with other creators. We got this little break room or kitchenette, and of course bathrooms, which the bathrooms that were here before were like these hideous green, just the ugliest, nastiest bathrooms you've ever seen in your life. They were also tiny. And then on the very north side of the building, we have our crown jewel, Studio A. This is what I believe is going to be the reason most people book this place. We put the most time, the most money, the most effort and energy into making sure that this space is incredible. Additionally, I believe that this is the studio that will make us a little bit more money. It'll probably be maybe $20, $30, $40, $50 more an hour to book. And if you're a solo artist, it won't feel like excessive, but we do have the capability of recording a small choir or a full 4 to 5 piece band in here. It will be a little bit tight for a full band, but the cool part is if we are recording a band, we do have a vocal booth in the back corner so the vocalist can go in there. That way the instruments are not bleeding into the recording of the vocalist. What's cool about the live room is we're gonna leave the ceiling exposed. So kind of the way it looks right now is almost how it's gonna look when it's done. Additionally, we will have 2 windows in the live room, which is basically unheard of. Pretty much no studios have windows in them, so I'm super excited about that. As far as equipment goes, the heart of the whole studio is the 32-channel SSL Origin. We also have plenty of additional analog gear like 2 BAE 1073s, and 2 TubeTech CL1Bs, a pair of distressors, and a bunch of interchangeable 500 series components. For our monitoring system, we have dual 15-inch custom JBL monitors built into the room and designed by Steve Durr as well. And for our second set of reference monitors, we have a pair of the Barefoot Sound Micro Main 45s. And again, on all the walls, we have mic inputs, headphone inputs directly wired to the patch bay in the control room. Now on the northwest side of the building, we're essentially just going to have an office space. So if you're a content creator or an editor or a graphic designer, there'll be some tables in there that you can come, work, hang out, chill, relax, whatever. We'll even have the capability to film in here, shoot content, maybe shoot a podcast. So it's kind of another just flex space. And also how it looks now is essentially how it's going to look. We're just gonna clean up the concrete, make it look nice, try to clean up the brick as much as possible. That's pretty much it. Also, when I purchased the building, this space was where somebody lived in what we're assuming to be like the 1970s or 80s. It had this creepy bedroom, moldy ceilings, weird colored carpet, and couldn't honestly have a worse vibe to it. Safe to say, I was really excited to demo that space. Now this southwest part of the building is really the area that I don't know exactly what to do with and also don't really have a budget for. It's about 1,500 square foot if you include this like closet and bathroom, and I'm just not sure what to do with it. So it obviously could be another studio or another place to record music, but I just don't know if that's the best use of the building. We could also turn it into a bunch of like podcast rooms if there's a lot of aspiring podcasters that want to rent it out, but that also kind of feels maybe excessive. What I initially wanted to do was build a CYC or a psych wall in here so that photographers and videographers could come in here and shoot music videos, but again, that's gonna cost quite a bit of money. Then part of me also wanted to have like a retail space, so maybe even if you have no idea what this place is, you're just kind of walking by, you can walk in and we're not really gonna sell anything, but you could at least come in, get a taste of this place. If you're an aspiring creative, you might be like, oh my gosh, like what is this? You can make money doing this, you can make a career doing this. There's a whole community and network of people doing creative stuff that I can come and hang out. You know what I mean? Like just a chill spot. I think that would be pretty cool. The unfortunate part about that is, well, you can't really make money on that. It's just gonna cost money. So right now the plan is to essentially just strip this place down to its roots, expose the ceiling, maybe expose the brick again if it doesn't look horrible, or just paint the walls white. Just basically get it clean, get electric in there, get lights in there, get the bathroom fixed up, and just kind of leave it empty as like the ultimate flex space. We could throw a party in there, we could throw a networking event in there, we can do meet and greets in there, we can do photo shoots in there, we can do video shoots in there, but unfortunately it's just kind of up to our imagination to make the most out of the space. Another thing that people have been telling me to do is just rent out the place to, you know, somebody who wants to open up a store or a barbershop or a clothing company, or somebody who wants an office directly next to a recording studio, but I don't want that. I don't want anybody in here. I'm just kidding. I just want this place to be a creative playground. Like my vision is that, you know, an artist or a creator comes in here, they can make music, they can shoot a podcast, they can network with other creators, then they can, you know, go to the office, work on the content that they just created, edit it, market it, do whatever you gotta do. It's essentially a creative playground. If somebody super famous comes and does a locked in or a collaboration with me, then yeah, maybe we do a meet and greet or some sort of kind of like paid hangout thing. We're not really gonna be able to throw like shows. I know a lot of people are like, yo, make a mini venue. I can't, you get into some crazy legality there, and also like super expensive. When I made my $1.5 million risk video, so many of you reached out to me telling me how much you believed in my vision and how you wanted to be a part of it, and just sending me paragraphs of your life story. And honestly, I couldn't be more humbled. Like, I genuinely thought when I made this announcement that, you know, some people were going to be like, oh, that's cool, like, cool project. I knew artists would be excited, but the overwhelming amount of people that are, you know, just believe in this vision and just really think that I can be the 1% chance at success in this doomed business, it was just so humbling, and I just can't express my gratitude enough. Now, I can't afford to hire that many people or maybe anybody at all right now, but I know tons of you want to get involved. And I'm really trying to create a network of designers, videographers, photographers, marketers, engineers, editors, session musicians, really anyone who has a skill outside of just trying to be like a front-facing artist and a performer. I made a form on the website so you can pitch yourself and apply to be a part of the Ivy Network. The link is in the description, so definitely check it out. And I'm talking about like literally anything. You might just be like, dude, I don't know, I don't have any skills, but like I want to be an intern, I want to learn about this industry. Like, dude, I don't care. Just pitch yourself and let's see what happens. Now I'm going to put way more information down in the description below if you want to get tapped in. If you have any questions, ask away in the comments. I hope you're as excited as me for this project because, man, it's my 7th year on YouTube and I just never envisioned that this would be my life 7 years ago. It only took 7 years. As always, drink water.